second video that I've made on this channel. The first video was more of an introduction to what my plans are, and now we'll try and do some different things like eating and gum and all of those sort of things. Just before we begin, I've got some pineapple here. Just before we begin, big thank you to Tiny Bunny, who was my first ever subscriber, so thank you so much to them. I'll have a quick bite of the pineapple. I really do enjoy pineapple. It's definitely one of my favourite fruits, and actually really low in calorie. So this is quite a filling and low calorie snack, which is obviously really good. I'll take the second bite now. I've got a little fork here. It doesn't just. I know it looks a bit strange, but it's a little fork that I've got. Just easier to pick up the small bits, and the smaller the fork, the less chance I'll have of banging the side and making a big noise or something. Take another bite. It's quite fresh. I chopped it up literally like a minute before starting this video. Kind of, chopped off the top and the bottom and then turned it kind of on its side. And then chopped down each part of the pineapple. And then like taking off I guess it's called skin, I don't really know. And then you've got that big bit in the middle. That big bit in the middle that's like hard. So obviously then chopping around that bit, which gives you 4 or 5 long kind of strips, I guess, and then just chopped that into smaller bits. Actually, here in the UK, things are really expensive right now, and one thing that I will say is that you can buy chopped pineapple like in strips and in little bits from shops. Shops here we have are things like Tesco, Asda, Sainsbury's. Basically just supermarkets if you're not from the UK. But actually those pre-chopped bits of pineapple are really expensive compared to, if you have the time, just buying a whole pineapple and just chopping it up. And that's what I opt to do. Take another piece now. This is really, really good and very juicy, actually. Yeah, that's really tasty. So yeah, it makes a lot more sense actually just to buy a whole pineapple, take the minute that it takes to prepare it, and then just eat that instead of the pre-made stuff. I see the convenience of, if you're on the go or something, buying the pre-made stuff, but honestly I have no need for it when I'm at home on days off, so it's easier to do it this way, and cheaper. Just take another bite. Honestly, I find that with like lots of different fruits, like I do it with apples, and I quite like strawberries and things. And again, I just buy kind of whole stuff and just prepare it myself. And if I'm working, then I'll just prepare it the night before. It makes a lot more sense financially. It's just a little bit more effort, but I mean, it's worth it. used to be. Do you get into fruit? I'm not sure, but I eat a lot more fruit now, is what I'm trying to say, than I used to. I lost quite a lot of weight recently, in the past, several months, through a calorie deficit and watching certain YouTubers that are really good in the nutrition and fitness industry, for information. And one thing that I've found is it's really important to eat meals that are satiating and fill you up, but also as low in calorie. And also, I have quite the sweet tooth, so sweet treats like a pineapple, which is quite sweet, it really kind of satisfies that as well. Now, I'm sure, I don't know, honestly, I have absolutely no idea if I'm going to make any more videos based on this. Who knows? It will literally be if I'm off and I'm eating or something, or I have an idea for a video, maybe I'll make one, but with as I guess what happens when you start a channel, it's difficult to know whether or not you can have the motivation to continue, but again, we'll see what happens. So you might see some more unhealthy foods. It's not just going to be the really nice healthy stuff on here. I'm sure I will end up having unhealthy snacks and sweets too. I was also thinking like maybe some card games and things like that. I mentioned him in my first video, but there's someone called ASMR with Marcus, another British guy, and he does a game called, I think it's called 11s, where you have like 9 cards and you have to add up to 11. It actually looks like a really fun game. I've never played, so I might give that a go soon. This is really good. Sorry, a little bit loud there maybe. Went for 2 bits on that one. This is, as I say, this is a whole pineapple that I've cut up here. It wasn't the biggest pineapple, obviously. I mean, there's not that much here, but this was the most I could get out of the small pineapple that I had. Getting through it quite well now. I personally, going back to the, like the diet and weight loss conversation. I personally don't really go for things like keto or study done. I'm sure you can find it on Google. There was a really big study done that looked at whether or not 10,000 steps is the number that we should be aiming for. And this study found that cardiovascularly, I think if you're under 60, 8,000 steps is where it kind of plateaus. So imagine, the graph kind of is going up and up and up as the steps is going up this way, and as the benefits is going this way, sorry, on the x-axis, on the y-axis, sorry, and then on the x-axis you've got like the number of steps. So the higher it goes, the more benefit you get cardiovascularly, and the further it goes, it's building up in number of steps per day average. Once you get to about 8,000, it plateaus. So 8,000 is kind of that number cardiovascularly that people should be aiming for every day. Of course, life gets in the way, but just as a ballpark figure, I think it's a good goal to have if you're able to do that. Just down to the final two now. I found that especially in summer, UK weather is terrible in the winter, so it's hard to do it in the winter. But in the summer, especially, I found that on lunch breaks or times that I was just going to eat something, I would take that time. Usually, like an apple or something, but I would take that time to go and walk whilst eating, which then was really, really good for kind of getting steps in whilst doing something. It wasn't the whole point of going out to get steps in. It was I'm eating, might as well get some steps in as well. And they really add up, those steps. 20, 30 minutes, they really do add up. You can see how juicy it was. Look at all the juice at the bottom. Final piece. Okay. So that was my second ASMR video done. I hope you enjoyed it. Anyone who did watch it to the end and is seeing this point now, thank you. Please do actually, and I know everyone always says this, but please do genuinely tell me if these are actually any good, because I have no idea. I watch other people's ASMR, but I mean, I can't get any response from myself to know whether or not these are good, because it's my own voice. It's really weird. Other people's voice, gives me tingles and things and gets me to sleep, but my own voice doesn't. I think it's a common thing amongst people that do ASMR. I'm not sure. So please do let me know. Again, Tiny Bunny, thank you so much for being my first ever subscriber. It's really nice of you. Perhaps we'll make some more of these. Perhaps we'll try some card games. Perhaps we'll do some gum chewing and some more snacks.